have to look at families and how we are raising our children in these families. It's not up to the job of educators to teach our kids about what's acceptable and not. We have to look at parents playing active roles and adults in these children's future way before they get to college.
These educational programs are more than welcome, and we don't have to fear them. Of course, they're not enough. Of course, we need to educate parents as well. We need to educate men inside families as well. We also know from statistics and researchers that many abusers, they don't even see themselves as abusers. And many victims, they don't even recognize themselves as victims.
Sexual abuse certainly is a serious issue that needs to be taken seriously. But at the same time, I think, going to the extent where you say you don't have to hug or kiss your grandma is going a little bit far with this. It's really not teaching kids appropriately how to handle difficult situations. It's just something that's kind of throwing a Band-Aid on it. I don't think it goes far enough. I think we have to look at the whole family system, and that it's up to families to make the choice of what's acceptable for their children and their families. We have similar education in the U.S., and it's very effective, and it works very well when it comes to sexual abuse and preventing sexual abuse. But this particular program saying you don't have to hug or kiss your grandma, I don't think is really necessarily conveying the right message for these young kids.
No, I'm sorry, Karyn. They don't say you don't have to the children. They tell them you have the choice to say no if you don't feel comfortable. That's completely different. That's completely different. It's a choice.
I agree, but it's a bad example. It's a very bad example when we're talking about someone's grandparent.
Karyn, I understand, but this is the problem, because maybe you come from a very nice family and you have no problems with anyone in your family. But we have to protect children who might have problems, who might eventually feel uncomfortable because they're abused by someone in their family. So we need to help them to say no,
but we can make it more general instead of singling out a grandmother. It's just there's a way to do it and do it in a way that's tactful.
This is just an example. They could use another, person in the family, or eventually, I don't know, use other type of examples, talking about, I don't know, animals in the jungle or whatever. This is just a minor issue. I think the biggest issue and the best idea coming from Australia is that we have to do something to change how things are going now, because domestic violence is too much. We have enough. We have to finally start tackling this problem with putting a lot of money